Hi, welcome back to One Soul at a Time. My name's Reggie, and I'm really glad that you're here with me today, that we're walking this journey together. Because every time I sit down and I talk and I share my experiences and get a chance today to talk with you and like you're sitting right here in my bubble. This is my vinyl green house bubble that is my happy place. Such a important thing to have a quiet space to recharge, to reground. Um, Ever when I got sober, my first sponsor told me that I had to make my bed every day, and I'm like, what? Why is that so important? She said, because you have to have a place, because your brain is spinning when you stop drinking, when you stop using. You have to have a space where you're calm, where it feels safe, where it feels quiet, that you can go to, whether you're journaling, whether you're reading, or saying a prayer. Um, and this is one of my places. I'm blessed that I could have such a thing, but any space works. And for a long time, it was just my bedroom. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today is, I wish I could tell you exactly how I went from a couple of drinks at night after a sales call to drinking a quart to a half gallon of vodka a day. I mean, if I had the secret to how that progression happened, wouldn't that be the formula? Be a warning sign, flashing away that might save lives down the road. But I don't have that answer. Um, it is a chronic, progressive, and fatal disease, though. And while you might be here and looking for answers about how to stop, and I do want to talk about that, it's really, really important that you understand that this is a disease. This is not because you didn't go to church enough as a kid or you ate too many Fruit Loops in third grade. It's a primary illness, which means that it's not the byproduct of something else. Um, you know, High blood pressure can lead to strokes. High cholesterol can lead to cardiac disease. This is its own gig. You can either earn it by practicing. Every time you put your brain to sleep a little bit, it fights back. It fights back to kind of stay awake. Like, let me have a beer while I'm mowing the lawn. Well, the chemistry behind alcohol is it's a sedative. It's a central nervous system depressant. We're supposed to want to sit back and take a nap. But when you tell your brain, no, I want to mow the lawn, it starts to create its own little chemicals to counteract that sedative. So many people today don't understand that it's a disease, and don't let anyone tell you that it's not. It's not about weak character. It's not, like I said, about praying enough, or how you were raised. You can practice, and it takes tolerances build. It's kind of like when somebody goes to college for the first time and they're let loose. Sometimes they go, yay, Saturday night, let's party. And then maybe down the road a little bit, a couple of weeks, it's like Friday and Saturday night. If it starts getting into Thursday, that's going to start having an effect, a profound effect on whether assignments get done or whether you're too hungover to get to class on time on Mondays. Addiction is not what you do, how much you do of it, how long you've done it. It's what happens when you do it. And it's a sneaky bastard. It's a sneaky bastard. I can tell you that my disease told me for a really, really long time, you're fine, you're good, don't worry about it. You're still going to work, everything's happening the way that you need to do it. And I'd make excuses for the times that it wasn't going as good. Find the right people to talk to. And it's not necessarily your doctor. The medical community is so far behind the eight ball about recognizing the warning signs of the disease and knowing what the heck to do with it today. Um, the American Medical Association called this a disease back in 1955, I think it was. And we've known that people have been dying from alcoholism, which is the primary one that we're going to talk about, not because the other ones aren't important, but going way back to the 20s, it was considered a social blight, that it was something that was embarrassing, and that people paid attention. Opium didn't come into the field until the Chinese came over to work on the railroads, and then that was still in a kind of in an ethnic group. But everybody noticed alcoholism. People went to insane asylums and had their brains cut open to try and cure it. Things didn't start to change until 1935, when Alcoholics Anonymous came on the forefront, or became established, started to get established. Since that point in time, there's over 200 12-step programs that have applied to use the 12 steps that were created back in that day. Those 12 steps are still used, and they're designed for living. And the way I look at them, it's a way to, I've said it at the beginning, a way to be content staying stopped. There are doctors and there are professionals that do understand addiction. They do understand the need, not the want, the need. Because when I said this is progressive, it starts out kind of, rolling. I'll just relax. I'll have a couple of drinks before I go to sleep. I'll have a couple of hits off of my pipe. And let me tell you, marijuana is not the innocent thing that everybody is touting about, the miracle drug. It might be something we talk about later if somebody wants to know more about the science behind that stuff. And really what I'm trying to talk about today, I guess, is the physical part. It's a mental, physical, and emotional disease. We were talking about emotions the last two videos, and hopefully there was something in there that you identified with, or else you probably wouldn't be back. But I'm talking about how this disease progresses. And if you look up alcoholism in any medical dictionary, the prognosis is death. Alcohol is a solvent. It rots your organs, and it robs your soul, kills your soul. But physically, we now know cancer.gov produced a study about a year ago now that identified 9 different cancers that they said absolutely were caused by ingesting alcohol. Not being an alcoholic, not being dependent on it, just putting it in your body. 2 of them were 2 different kinds of breast cancer, and 1 was a prostate cancer. That every other aspect of the individual's lives, and this was well over 40,000 people that were part of this study, all of the other contributors, they didn't smoke, there was nothing else, The other five were esophageal, stomach. Those things kind of make sense. I was really surprised to find that breast cancer was one. Anyway, wanting to stop takes help.